black terrorists on the floor of a state capitol, I won't have it.
Are you proud of being a co-founder of the anti-white movement?
It's not anti-white. We anti-oppression.
They say a Black Panther is born every minute in the ghetto.
Now we must retaliate. We got guns. It's time to use them.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
It only takes a single grain of sand to move the world.
But I would rather die on my feet and live on my knees.
So everybody watched it recently?
Yeah. Yeah. Katrina's actually still watching it. I came in here to record. She's still watching right now.
Oh, so you had just put it on?
Yeah, I just put it on. I want to say like an hour ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 2 hours long. I didn't realize it was that long.
Oh, it's long.
So I was that other podcast that you got me on. I don't listen to them that often, but they talked about this movie. They talked about this one, and they kind of dogged it.
Yeah, they do that a lot. It's like I said, it's some people. Like I told you, I forgive it. I forgive the quality. I know the time frame, but they just come on and just start talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, y'all weren't around for that. Like,
what do they talk mess about? Like, exactly, like the way it's filmed, or
the quality of the movie, the pacing of it, just how it was put together, like all of that stuff.
And, they don't forgive the time frame at all. Like they don't understand that it, like, movies back then, it was like you don't pay attention to shit like that. You don't necessarily pay attention to the quality, the like you said, pacing. They were my age, so there's no way in hell you worried about the pacing of a movie back then. You know what I mean? Like shit like that, you develop when you're older. But they use their mind now to judge movies from back then, which I feel like you shouldn't do.
Yeah, you got to kind of take yourself out of that. The only thing that with this movie, and I think it just has a lot to do with the fact that there's so much ground to cover that the movie would have been even longer. I felt like it just ended. That's the only thing I had an issue with it, like watching it now. I was like, yeah, the acting is pretty, like Kadeem Hardison's acting was pretty bad. And
you said it was bad?
I thought it was bad.
I thought it was good. Oh, but you know what's funny?
I mean,
what's funny is
the weakest performance out of everybody else around him, I would say.
I think even what's his name was okay in
that's what
movie.
I was about to say. I told Katrina, I said, you know what? He's a terrible actor in every other movie I've seen him in, but in this one, he's decent.
I was like, Kadeem is worse than him in this movie.
What you talking about?
What's his name? Kane. What's his name?
Tyrone Turner. Minister Society.
Turner.
Wait, who is he a minister to society?
The main character, Kane.
He's the main guy.
The lead.
Oh shit, he was in. Oh shit, it's been a while.
The eye patch.
The eye patch, the one that got killed by Ezel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, I didn't really notice him in it. Like to me, it's Bobby Seale. No, what's his name? Courtney B. Vance.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guy, I think Marcus Chong.
Yeah.
One of the best ones in here, and it makes sense because they play Bobby Seale and Huey Newton. And I like Bokeem Woodbine and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is a movie example of what I was saying about his pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
Like how he used to go hard with his lines, like he would overdo it to where it's like very noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not annoying. It's just you just notice it.
You notice it, yeah. What was I gonna say? Marcus Chong, I don't know him from anything else besides this, and I saw him in one SVU episode, but outside of that, I haven't seen him in anything.
He was in The Matrix.
Yeah, he's in The Matrix.
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah.
The first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Only the first one.
So I see that. I can't think of anything else outside of that. I forgot about The Matrix. But I remember thinking that he looked so much like Huey Newton, and it wasn't so much that he looked like him, besides the infamous picture with him on the chair. Other than that, he was light skinned. So like he didn't really favor him too much, but I remember thinking, oh, he was perfect, but it was mostly just because of that picture.
It was more his delivery of how Huey P. Newton talked.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's another play of the guy the light skinned guy you hate from all the Spike Lee movies. Everybody hates this guy.
The one that's in this too, right? The Uncle Tom.
Yeah.
Who's he was an FBI agent.
Officer? Him. He does like this thing on stage where he's Huey P. Newton for like an hour and he's talking as him.
Really?
He like at him down.
Yeah, I heard it was like a one-man show.
Yeah, it was a one-man show. He's just in the middle of the stage, and he's like, he is Huey P. Newton, and he's talking like him, and all the shit that's going on. It was good.
Interesting. I always think when I see him, I just think it's all about the Benjamins. That's the only thing I think of when I see him.
I think of every asshole role he does. He's always the black asshole.
Always an asshole.
I think the first one I remember him from was Tales from the Hood.
Yeah,
like he was cool with the what's called the Ku Klux Klan member that was trying to run for governor. I think.
Yeah.
He always plays that Uncle Tom character. Always.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the first thing I saw him in. It actually, I don't even know what came out first, Tales from the Hood or Panther, but I always just think of it's always about the Benjamins. I always think you'll never find a hairline.
Makeup. I like them on that roof. Makeup.
When did Malcolm X movie come out? Was it after Panther or before?
It came out after. It wasn't that much. It wasn't that far after though. I don't think. Wait.
I thought Malcolm X came out in 92, and then Panther came out in 95.
Fuck, now I don't remember. Oh no. You're right. X came out first because Angela Bassett played Betty. She played Betty in the movie and in here.
That's what I was wondering. What came first?
Yeah, because when I saw Panther, I was like, oh, that's cool that she gets to play in both of them. Like, it's cool that they didn't change that.
Yeah, so X was 92 and then Panther was 95. So they just used Angela Bassett again.
Which I'm glad they did. Like, they should just keep it like that, like a realm. What do you call it? The Marvel universe? Keep it like the Black Panther universe.
The Oakland Panthers universe.
Yeah.
But they also said, I mean, they probably had no choice. I mean, it was probably intentional, but they always said they used the same black actors in a lot of their projects because there wasn't that many. So that's why you would always see the same actors and actresses in a lot of the movies back in those days.
I thought it was the quality of acting. Because it's like with Angela Bassett, how do you go to somebody else from Angela Bassett?
Yeah, like I said, it was probably also intentional because she played Betty in X. So, but I've heard like in interviews, black actors and actresses talk about how you see the same actors in a lot of the movies back in those days because there wasn't many to choose from. So you see the same ones being used all the time. So
I'm sure there's a lot to choose from, but who's going to make that choice? I mean, because if you think
have
about
another actress do it,
if you're a producer, you're black, you want a black cast, so you have that. You can pick anybody. Because I mean, shit, Kane. So that lets you know they can pick anybody they want. But it's like you don't go Angela Bassett and then go, let me give you a shot. Like, no, we're gonna stay with Angela Bassett.
I mean, if Angela Bassett would have turned it down, they'd have had no choice.
Yeah, that too.
So it could have happened.
I always think they look similar as Angela Bassett. And what was the actress from Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
Lynn Whitfield.
Yeah.
To me, there are different types of actors. Like like and I don't want to say different levels. It's like different types. Like I can't see her playing this type of role. I guess.
Well, she was kind of like Angela Bassett in Panther. Like, was it kind of like a semi cameo in it to where she's only playing in one scene?
Yeah, it wasn't long. It wasn't long.
Yeah,
it was a cameo.
Yeah. No, I mean it's so cool they got Angela Bassett, but if they had to get somebody else,
she would have been probably the next best thing, like the closest one to an Angela Bassett.
Oh, that's what you're saying. It's like that time frame. Like she's the closest thing to it.
Yeah, if they wanted somebody that looked like Angela Bassett. I don't know how much Angela Bassett looks like Malcolm X's wife, or what was her name?
Betty Shabazz.
Betty Shabazz, yeah.
Another movie I used to watch a lot when I was a kid was the Josephine Baker Story. Since you brought up Lynn Whitfield, I used to watch that movie all the time when I was younger.
I only watched.
I think I was just amazed that this movie had this woman's boobs out like throughout the entire thing. I was like, oh my god, this is pretty amazing.
What movie?
Okay, so you know what? Damn, what was I about to say? I forgot my train of thought. Because I remember you were saying Josh didn't like women getting killed. I didn't like women being abused, like black women being abused in movies. And then I had a thing. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something about black women. I had this protection over them in movies.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of movies when they're like down, it's like I didn't want to see it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I had these regrets.
I mean, to this day, I still don't like watching. I don't like watching women getting abused any movie. But now when I'm older, I can tolerate women getting killed. I mean, because
killed in like horror movies, you mean?
And you don't cut that. You keep that in there. He tolerates women getting killed.
I mean, I'm not saying I enjoy anybody getting killed. Let's say some fucking douchebags that's got something coming to them. You know what I mean?
So I don't want to like go scene for scene with this movie. I figured we could just kind of just talk about it.
Talk about the overall.
Yeah.
So I don't think scene for scene is necessary.
First thing I want to talk about is just everybody that's in it. Because there's hella people in this movie.
You know what's funny? I just caught before I walked in here. Chris Tucker's in this movie.
Yeah.
Which I missed him because he was really quick, right?
He didn't say anything, but okay. So there's a scene before he introduces Eldridge Cleaver before he makes a speech. Mm-hmm. Huey introduces him, but standing behind Huey, you see Chris Tucker standing there with the beret and the green jacket.
Oh, I missed him. I saw he was in it, but I missed him.
Yeah, he was just standing there. He didn't have no lines. I don't know why they credited him for
it. Wasn't it the scene where like Eldridge and like Seal were like going back and forth with what they wanted to do?
No, he was about to give the speech, the fuck Ronald Reagan speech. Right before he gives that speech, you see him. You see Chris Tucker standing behind Huey Newton. He's just standing there.
I missed him. Mm-hmm. I was looking for him too. I totally missed him.
I don't know how he got credited for that.
You said he had no lines, right?
No, he didn't have any lines in this movie.
That's weird.
I think that was one of his first movies, wasn't it? I think it's Friday came out. When did Friday come out?
Friday was like 98.
98, yeah.
Yeah, 97, 98. Yeah, so it was after.
Yeah.
But I think he was just doing stand up at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like doing Def Comedy Jam and shit.
Yeah. It was Panther. I know Dead Presidents. That came after.
That was after Friday.
After Friday. Okay.
Friday was like his first, like, everybody look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he did
Fifth Element.
Jackie Brown.
Fifth
Element.
Money
Fifth
Talk.
Element. He caught me by surprise. I didn't know he was in that movie because I had never seen a preview for Fifth Element. So when I was watching it, he came in with that fucking blonde wig. He was funny since he walked in the fucking scene. He was like incredibly funny. I had never seen a preview, so I didn't know who was in it.
You talking about when it first came out, or like?
Yeah, when I first watched it, I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was Bruce Willis, and I watched it. That motherfucker came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he had a good little run where he was knocking movies out like left and right. So
then after Rush Hour, I think that was it. Like, because I remember like he was in Rush Hour. I don't know what he was in after that, but then like Rush Hour 2.
I don't think he was in nothing else after that. It was all Rush Hour.
I just remember Rush Hour 1, 2, 3, and then I remember him being in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big one.
And I don't know where money talks.
He was in Jackie Brown. He was in fucking House Party 3. He was in hella shit, but he would have like a small part. But he was in hella shit.
Yeah. Friday was his first big one.
And I just watched Money Talks the other day. That movie still holds up. That shit is still fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I keep coming across it on Netflix.
All right, I watch it. I love it still. That shit is hilarious.
So okay, who else is in this movie?
Mark Curry,
Kumo D.
Shanice was in here singing.
Hey, what's Lawrence Tate's brother? What's his name?
Lawrence Tate's brother.
Lamar Tate.
His name is
the scene with Shanice. So they were guarding Betty Shabazz. Mm-hmm. And then it was a whole thing about guns or whatever. And then somebody made a comment about they didn't think the other Panthers were.
No, he saw it wasn't loaded. He saw him playing with the gun, and he looked at the chamber, and there was no bullets in there.
Okay, so he told them that the bullets weren't, or the guns weren't loaded. So then they went to where the Panthers, the San Francisco Panthers, I don't know what their name was.
The San Francisco Panthers.
Yeah, so they went to where they were at, and Huey put him in a headlock and was like, change your name. And he gave in and changed the name or gave up the name. So that way the Oakland Panthers could have it.
Growing up, every time I see that scene, I laugh at how he says, fuck you. He said it was so much like he was serious. He was like,
I was like, that was super easy.
Fuck you. Yeah. I was like, God, he meant that shit.
Wait, Mark Curry was part of the San Francisco Black Panthers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was tripping. I was like, that's Mark Curry?
Yeah.
But I didn't know he did like serious movies. I just know him for like.
Well, the thing is, it's like because he's from Oakland, so it's like you get everybody that's from Oakland. Like even Dwayne Wiggins, he was supposed to be Sly on the stage with the afro.
I thought that was 2020. Was that the group or?
Yeah, it was Dwayne Wiggins.
It was, just him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that? I can't tell. Yeah. But Dick Gregory was in it too. Mm-hmm. That was kind of cool seeing.
You know what's funny? What's cool? What's Mario Van Peebles' dad's name?
Oh God, what is his name? It starts with an M, right?
It's Mario Van Peebles, and then there's whatever his name is, man.
Yeah.
But when they were in jail, and he was like, "You gotta get guns." He said, "You get black people guns, they're gonna start killing each other," and everybody started laughing. I was like, they were just throwing all these deep lines in there. That was real shit. That was real shit.
So Marvin Van Peebles, he directed this, and did he direct New Jack City?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in it too. He was in a couple scenes in Panther. Yeah.
The first movie I saw Marvin Van Peebles in was Jaws: The Revenge.
I haven't seen any Jaws movies through. Like none.
Yeah, and part 4 he's supposed to be Jamaican. I don't know if he's just Jamaican descent or whatever, but
he said he was supposed to be Jamaican.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, the accent and everything. And Lynn Whitfield's his wife in that one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you
was she Jamaican too?
Yeah, I think so. She was barely in it. She had a couple of lines here and there, but it's like they're trying to study the shark. And they go to Bahamas. So in the movie, the shark travels from New York to the Bahamas in revenge on the family, and that's where they meet Mario Van Peebles.
I just watched Black Dynamite, the cartoon, and they had the Black Jaws episode.
That's what I saw. The shark dies.
The shark dies from hypertension.
Oh my God.
All the black people.
I've only seen the first Jaws. Eddie Griffin and Chris Rock, I think they just show up in the beginning. I don't think they show up.
Eddie Griffin.
Mm-hmm. They were on the sitting on the curb drinking.
That was Bobby Brown.
I thought that was Eddie Griffin.
It was always Bobby Brown and Chris Rock together through the whole movie.
Yeah.
I thought Bobby Brown didn't show up until they were playing basketball.
No, he was there through the whole movie.
No, I'm talking about when he first showed up. I don't, because remember in the very beginning, they're like, you're seeing all these actors because the little boy's riding the bike through town.
Yeah.
And I could have swore that was Eddie Griffin. Oh, I thought that was Eddie Griffin.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had that role because like he always plays those type of roles. But it was Bobby Brown and Chris Rock. Like they put emphasis. They basically put emphasis on all the superstars in that beginning.
In that time, yeah.
I know when he's riding the bike.
Yeah, AJ Johnson's in it.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the drug lord or whatever.
The one that killed Kane.
Yeah.
Even
the lady at the bus stop, I can't think of her name, but she was a famous black actress back then too.
Lila Rashawn.
Yeah, she was in all the movies. All of them. Boomerang, all of them.
All of them. Waiting to Exhale.
Mm-hmm.
Harlem Nights, is that the one?
Yep.
The Sunshine.
That's Sunshine. Yep.
Yeah. What was cool about watching this, especially because we just watched the other one, Judas and the Black Messiah, was the stuff that they kind of bring up, and you're like, it's fresh in your mind because you just watched this other story. Especially when they showed like Chicago, when they were showing all of the scenes of the Black Panther headquarters and all the different cities throughout the country. Yeah. And then they showed Chicago, and then they go into Fred Hampton doing the speech that they also had in Judas and the Black Messiah. So I thought that was dope. And then also the trial at Chicago 7, because that comes up too.
Mm-hmm.
When they arrested Bobby Steele.
It's just hilarious how it was damn near the same premises. Like get one of them and put them in there as the like undercover. It's like almost the exact same shit.
Yeah.
Because even in this one, first the cop is kind of like they ain't doing shit. He's like, I just see them handing out food and all this, and they're getting mad at him like, no, you you seeing it
Find
wrong. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I seen them hand out food. They were taking care of people. They were giving to the community. It's kind of like he was just like, I don't know what I'm here for. Until they were like, no, you need to figure this shit out or it's your ass too.
Yeah. And so, yeah, Huey made Judge become an informant for the pigs.
Mm-hmm.
And in turn, he's going to be like double, whatever you call it.
I don't know if I would be comfortable with that. It's like, because Huey was smart. He knew what was going to happen. He played it out. But it's like, have my back at the same time. You see them looking at me kind of like, oh, I don't know what this motherfucker's up to. Like, say something to take him off my path.
Yeah.
He kind of just let it ride.
Yeah, because Bokeem was on him.
Oh, he
was like, something ain't right.
He checked that license, like, oh, this motherfucker was really lying.
Because Gene Martin plays like a Vietnam veteran, right?
Yeah.
Like he comes back, and that's when he started sharing about the Black Panther Party.
Mm.
And he's not, I don't think he's anybody based on anybody in real life. I think he's just for the audience to introduce who.
I haven't researched it, so I don't know. I'm not gonna say if he was or wasn't. So I don't know.
I think a lot of the characters were fictional besides like the main ones, like probably Huey and Bobby, but it does say in the beginning of the movie that some of it is fictional, like some of it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So chances are Judge was probably, and it could have just been there could have been somebody in the group kind of like that, but not specifically, that.
They don't have the story of it. Like there was somebody there doing that, but they don't have the full story of it.
Yeah, I think Marvel Van Peebles did like a novel on it too. It said it was based off of something.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah. So this is like
the Bobby Hutton thing was real. The Eldridge Cleaver when Bobby Hutton got killed, that was real. Like that really happened.
That was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough when I was young and watched it. Like, oh.
Yeah. I forgot about that scene until we talked about it the last week when you brought it up. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that. So when it came up, I was like, oh man.
His speech, when I watched this when I was young, his speech like made me understand what they were standing for. When he was talking to the kids and he said, and he was like, all power to all people, and he started naming all the colors. Like it's like that let me know, like, oh, they're not just, it's not a racist organization. It's not just black people fuck everybody else.
Yeah. It's just that the focus is on black folks because they're the ones that were getting fucked up. But it was like everybody needs to come together.
The focus on black people because they were black. That's why, because remember the white dudes approached Huey and he was like, he said, we think all races should be for their people. He was like, start your own and we'll come together later on. Yeah. But he was like, he said, we believe you should be focused on your powering up your own race.
Yeah, yeah.
Which made sense.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a fuck y'all black people as black people. It was like, we love us. I love y'all too, but we love us.
We're trying to do this on our own. We appreciate the help, the offer, but hey, spread some of this stuff out.
Yeah.
You gotta take care of your own before you can take care of others. So you do your people, we'll do our people, and then we'll come together later and just
we cool, but we gotta take care of it because me and Sam were talking about like you gotta say what you have more in common. The common enemy is the higher people. If you poor, it doesn't race that doesn't matter what color you are.
Right.
You need to find that like I'm poor, you're poor. We need to And going by what was it? The agent that said the Ku Klux Klan was exactly like the Black Panther Party. They were like, no. See, the Klan say white power. That's all they all ever said. Not power to the people, white power. So,
right.
That's another difference between the other.
Did you guys know what the Red Book was? Remember they were at UC Berkeley and they were like selling Red Books for $1.
Quotes from somebody. I didn't really research it. I think it had something to do with a revolution. I'm not sure at all.
Yeah, I looked it up because when it came up in the movie, I didn't know what it was about. But yeah, it was quotes from somebody. But somebody during the 60s, and it was more popular than the Bible, it says. So, but it was just quotes. But yeah, they were selling those at the university for $1. Yeah. And that's where those white kids came up to him and was like, hey, can we get in on the revolution? Yeah. It's like, no,
it was a way different reaction than Malcolm X. Because remember when the white dude walked up like, what can we do? And he looked at him and said nothing. And he just kept walking. It was a way different. it was a way different reaction because I always think of those two scenes like because Hugh was kind of like, nah, we just doing this for us. But Malcolm X was watching the white dude talking, and he was like, what can we do? And he was like, nothing. And he just kept walking, and the white dude was looking like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, two totally different approaches. Yeah. But another person that showed up was Bruh Man from the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm. He came in drunk talking shit at the meeting.
He came in like Bruh Man from the 5th floor.
Yeah. He was like, when I get a gun. It's like, we ain't just gonna give you no gun.
Yeah, everything involving the guns was crazy because it was like even though I saw this movie when I was younger, like just watching it now, it's just like, that's so crazy that they like legit had guns out in front of police and nothing happened to them. Like they actually argued back to the police.
I told Katrina that in that scene, I was like, that's crazy. They just walking like that. I said, we couldn't do that with 2 people. We would be shot down right there quickly.
Literally, like in your picture, Tasha, like all of them have like shotguns, and it doesn't Bokeem Woodbine have like a little revolver?
Yeah.
So I remember one of them had like a little revolver.
Oh, I can't see it.
I can't see it, but like I know, I know one of them had like this little small gun.
He did. It was like a little revolver. He just had.
He probably like, I don't carry anything big. I just want this little thing right here. That's all. It's too heavy.
Yeah, but so they had the right to carry until they stormed the Capitol or City Hall, and then walked into the Assembly Hall or whatever it was called, and then they lost their right. The Black Panthers lost their right to carry.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened? Yo-Yo showed up in it too.
Yeah, she was on drugs and pregnant.
And so they said she infiltrated the meeting.
No, they said because Bobby Hutton was like, oh man, they planted her here so they have a reason to come shut us down.
Oh, because she was an addict.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I missed what that whole thing was. I thought they said she was planted. I mean, whatever. I forgot what I said.
It was kind of just like so they can come in and be like, look, they got drug addicts. They're selling drugs. Because their whole thing was like, let's find them doing something.
Kind of like with Judas with the rat, where they were like, if the rat is, or the informant is, in the vicinity of the Panthers, then we can get them for harboring a fugitive. So
yeah,
just trying anything that they can to get them caught up.
What's funny is trying to get them caught up is when they robbed that gas station. I thought the old guy was just a terrible actor. When I first saw it, I was just like, he's a terrible actor. But he was actually blind. I was like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. Well, I mean, when I watched it, I was like, he's just a terrible actor. That's what I just assumed.
That's what I wrote down. It was a bad actor.
No, he was blind, so that's why he looked like that and he was talking like that.
You don't talk like that because you're blind. You talk like that because you're a bad
selling it is you moving, and so he was just sitting straight, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, my nephew went to break," but it's like his eyes were just like there was nothing there. This guy's terrible.
So was the actor in real life blind?
I don't know, but he has to be. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say he is. I'm just gonna assume he is.
I think you can still be a good actor if you're blind. I think he was just a bad actor.
He was too blind. I don't know if it's possible, but he was too blind in that scene.
Yeah. For the longest time, I was trying to figure out who the heck Eldridge was, because he looked over
the actor.
Yeah.
He played Dennis Rodman in the Dennis Rodman story.
Did he really?
Yeah. You guys ever seen the Dennis Rodman movie?
No.
And interesting fact, he was in Tales from the Hood.
Yep. That's And I used to think, like, I don't know, for some reason he reminded me of Kadeem Hardison as a kid. So I thought that was him.
That's crazy.
I thought he was playing 2 roles.
Yeah.
I thought he was playing 2 roles.
Tales from the Hood. I was like, okay, that's not Kadeem Hardison. Look like him. And then now he's in the movie with Kadeem Hardison.
I can always tell it's him because of his eyes. Like he has these light eyes.
Yeah, he's got some nice looking eyes.
I'm not gonna say all of that shit.
That's what I said it for you.
No, you're not saying it for me. You're saying it for you. All I said was his eyes is light, so I can tell it's.
So you mentioned the cop, and you were saying that he was reporting back like, oh yeah, they're not doing anything, they're just doing this and helping out, passing out food and everything. Then he totally flipped,
exactly like Judas and Black Messiah.
Yeah, he like started, beating up Judge because he wasn't telling him the right
Because his job was on the
information.
line. They're like, you're not bringing us nothing. They're getting mad at him because he wasn't finding any dirt because he didn't see anything wrong. So now it's like you need to force some dirt, basically, like force to make it happen.
You may think it was like not so much scare tactics, but like I gotta put my foot in his ass to let him know I'm serious.
It was both. It was like scare tactics to save my job. Because remember, he's like, get him in a robbery or something. Because then he was like, they don't rob nobody. He was like, but you make it happen. It's like now he's like, I'm about to get fired because you ain't giving me shit.
So how did they meet him in the first place? Like I must have missed that scene or something.
He just walked up to him. He walked up to him while he was selling books. And then he started bringing up the army shit. And then he was like, yeah, didn't your mom get arrested? So he's like threatening him with his mom.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Huey said something about Judge being a good like candidate for an informant.
He said you fit the profile. Huey knew it was gonna happen. He said they're gonna try to infiltrate us, and he started telling them like we're gonna let it happen. And that's when he was like, why me? He was like, you fit the profile. He's like, you're everything they're looking for. They think they can trust you. And he was right. It's just fun. Like I said, it's just fucked up. It's like I'll be like, man, let everybody else know what's going on, but don't have me out here like because he was like they gonna kill me.
Yeah, right.
Like if I don't do it, the cops are gonna kill me. If I do it, the Panthers are gonna kill me. It's like you're the leader, you can shut all of that shit down.
Yeah. Huey wasn't doing anything, and then he got arrested. Well, shot, and then arrested and went on trial. So that was those were the two big scenes that I really remembered. Those were the ones that stuck with me: the shooting, and then when Lamar Tate went on the stand, and was pleading the fifth. But I was getting it mixed up. I thought he was on the stand saying 5. So in my memory, he was being asked a question. He was saying 5.
Right.
But it was because the scene before that, when the cops were confronting him, he kept saying 5 to them.
He was telling the story on the way to that scene where the cops pulled him over.
So
and you know what's funny? It's fucked up. We saw this as kids, so we used to quote the cop when he was like when they were in the rain arguing. He said, "You take that law book and shove it up your ass, nigga." Me and Quincy used to quote that. We were kids. We just thought it was funny, like he was saying that. We were kids. We was like, this guy, he's serious. He was
of
so
all
bad.
The scenes to quote.
We used to quote the shit out of that.
Just that one scene.
And we used to quote when Ezel shot Tyron. Like, say the fuck out my business, and he shot him. He's like, I told your ass. While he was shooting him, he was like, I told your ass.
Wait, what did he say to Bobby Brown before he shot him?
He said, stay the fuck out my business.
No, he was like, no, but he said something first. He was like, do you know somebody? Do you know something?
He did.
And then Bobby was like, what is this or who is that? And he was like, stay the fuck out of my business. So he said something to lead up to that. So like a joke, like a knock joke type of thing. But I can't remember what he said.
I can't think of what he said. I just know we used to quote him when he shot Tyron. He was like, I told your ass. Because it was like, why is he saying that while he's shooting him?
I remember
that scene was really weird.
Yeah.
I just remember
Sam
used to quote like, man, I got nothing. I got no gun, no ear. Or like he said something.
No ear.
Yeah, like because his ear got all fucked up or something.
After the shootout and Ezel kind of like got away, but Judge was right there.
Yeah.
And he was like, I ain't got nothing. I just got my ear.
Yeah.
Or he said, I ain't got no ear, or whatever he said.
Yeah, something like that. Like, I ain't got nothing. He's looking at the gun, just trying to stall him.
But yeah, it was crazy too that because that whole scene came about because they were talking about putting heroin on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of touched on that too, like how drugs became,
Because it's like, that's why the chief of police got approached. He was like helping the drug dealers. Remember, he's like, the guy in the backseat was like, that's a nice car. He was like, don't forget who bought that for you. So their whole thing was stop the Panthers because they were stopping the drugs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were trying to clean up their community.
Right, and they were like, nah, keep that shit dirty. We want that money.
Yeah, but the only drugs really that were, because the white people were coming into the neighborhood and buying drugs from them.
From the black people.
I don't know. Was it just coke or?
I think it was everything. Crack wasn't around yet, but I think it was all the drugs were coming through because it's always like the poverty neighborhoods. The white people come down, and that's where you get it from.
Yeah,
that's why he was like, because the white dude pulled up and he was like cocaine. He was like, just give me the $20 and come back here in an hour. And then he drove off. He was like, stupid ass white boy.
I was laughing when I was gonna say is laughing when Ezel AJ Johnson. Somebody was like trying to tell him to stop like selling the shit on the streets. Like, man, you worse than the police. Like,
yeah, that's what he said to Tyron.
Yeah.
He said the goddamn Black Panthers worse than the fucking police.
Yeah, because I don't think heroin. I think that was what they were talking about on the boat, because they were talking about dropping something in the Black neighborhood to kind of like wipe them out, and they were talking about something that was really strong and very addictive.
Right.
And I think that's what was in the warehouse that they blew up. That Ezel was kind of running through.
Yeah, I believe it. So that lets me believe Ezel's character was made up because he moved up quick. He went from
hella quick.
He wasn't selling no drugs to selling drugs to running a warehouse. It was
yeah.
Yeah, he moved up quick because he was selling watches when it came on. He was selling like fake jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took the white dude money. He was like, man, I ain't selling no drugs, man. He came over here. I took his money. He's like, I get in my hustle, baby.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, the ending was the only thing that kind of bothered me, but at the same time, it was like, what else could they really do? Because it would have been an even longer movie. So that whole warehouse blowing up scene happens, and then it was over. They talked about the street lights being, the traffic lights and everything, and then that was it.
What was crazy about that scene? It was like at that time it was reality because like you see them coming to the stoplight, but they slapping music. They like yelling at each other, like, move out the way, nigga. It's like why you have to do that scene, man? It's like just to show like we went through all of that and this is the shit they doing now. It was like, fuck. Like, you didn't have to show that. But it's like, like you said, I don't think they had time to really fully explain. It would have to be like Roots. Like you have to do like a long ass episode and another long ass episode, which I wouldn't be mad at, but it was like, it was too much. They tried to fit everything in this little ass movie.
Do you think they could, because they do a lot of like Netflix series, do you think that would be something that
I think maybe
could be done?
I want to predict that they're going to do something like that. I want to predict that they're going to make something like some kind of Netflix or some kind of series, HBO Max maybe, where they're going to do episodes showing what happened, because everybody wants it now, especially after Juice and Black Messiah.
I think I would rather have like real footage, like a documentary series.
But they got hella documentaries already.
Yeah.
They got a lot. Like, have you seen the Angela Davis documentary? Like they have so many documentaries right now.
But is it like an hour and a half documentary, or is it a series over? No, I'm talking about a series.
Oh, you're
like
talking about
4 episodes,
like The Last Dance?
to cover everything. Yeah. Like one episode focuses on like, what was happening in like all these different neighborhoods, and then how the Black Panthers got started, and then the next episode, and then like, but so
everybody's not going to watch that. Everybody will watch the movie aspect. The documentary it's like, still, there's some people that don't watch documentaries because they don't like documentaries. Like it might be interesting as a topic, but they'd rather see the movie.
Yeah, me personally, I'd prefer a documentary.
Yeah, because everything in the movie, like they believe everything, like, oh, that's how it went down. I'm like, I think like certain parts did happen that in real life, but not exactly the whole.
No, of course
sequence. Not. No. I think they just gathered what happened from here to there.
And I think too, with documentaries, is something about seeing the actual footage of something that happened. So, and also with a series or a movie, they can, exaggerate it or make it up. If it's real footage, you can't, you see what actually happened. So that's why I would prefer the documentary.
No, but the thing is, like it like you said, it's preference. For the wide audience, they'd rather see the movie aspect. Like for us, I wouldn't mind a documentary. I watch all the documentaries when they come out.
Yeah.
But not everybody's because everybody's like, a lot of people don't like, they feel like they're being preached to. If you have a documentary, somebody just sitting there telling you about this. It's like, it's different. But if they attack it like, did you guys watch the Motown documentary, the Hitsville?
No.
It's like they had Smokey Robinson and Barry Gordy, and they're telling the stories, and then they do like documentary feels that showing different. That's a different way to attack it.
Yeah.
But if you talk about just the standard documentary, nobody's like a lot of people are gonna gravitate to it.
I mean, I just recently, like for the last couple of years, I just got into documentaries. Like I liked them in the past, but like nowadays I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check out this one because I want to know about this one. Like after I see I like to see the documentary first and then the movie. Like OJ Made in America, that was like 3 hours long.
I couldn't watch it.
Which one?
You talk about the one with Cuba Gooding Jr., right?
I'm talking about the one OJ Made in America was like the 3-hour documentary where they talk about, you know, OJ Simpson growing up, the trial, and then after the trial.
Right.
So I didn't know any of this stuff. I always heard stuff about OJ, but I didn't know the certain details of what happened. So I watched that first, and then I watched OJ versus the People, which was Cuba Gooding Jr.
Right.
Yeah, and they pretty much, you know, got a lot of stuff right.
Yeah, you know. and then with documentaries too, like the Black Panther thing is a big thing, so everybody has an opinion on it. Like OJ is just one man, OJ, but Black Panthers, you got all these different stories, and then you have the people that are making like I said, if you just search it, there's hella documentaries. So it's kind of like overwhelming. It's kind of like watching another Tupac or Biggie documentary. It's like you're fucking sick of it. All right, okay. You always get to and then that tragic night, and then you got people crying in it. How many times are we gonna do this shit? How many times? They got a new Biggie documentary coming out right now.
Yeah, but sometimes it's about doing it right, because there could be multiple ones, but not all of them are worth watching. They're not, you know.
Right, so you have to cipher through them. That's what I'm saying. When you're overwhelmed, you come to that point where like, all right, like that's enough. Like that's like I'm not gonna watch another one. It's because a lot of people recycle the same shit. A lot of people have the picture that Josh has behind them, and then they have the picture of Huey in the chair, and then they have all the shit you've already seen. So you need somebody with like underground information nobody's seen. Like you need somebody that's really been there to be like, and then this right here happened over here, and this is the story that's happened at. Like it's different when you do it like that. If you got somebody really out there.
Have you ever done like a documentary where they show like where like Bobby or Huey like was raised at, like
no
when they grew up? Oh, okay.
If they did, I haven't seen it because like I said, there's hella documentaries.
Yeah,
there are hell of them.
I think especially coming off Trial of Chicago 7 and Judas and the Black Messiah, if they were to have something, a project, and kind of be like, and make them the focus, but also like do the history of it, I think that would probably grab people more. Now, whether it's a documentary, like 4-episode series, or if it's a series with actual people like recreate, like enacting it, and it's like a 10-episode series, like I think either way, this would be a good time to do it, but it would have had to already have been in the works to.
Oh no, I think that's why I said I think it's going to happen. I think because it seems like they're running off that steam of it. Like right now, Black is cool. If you notice, like
it's always been cool. What you talking about?
But it doesn't seem like the world is focused on Black right now. It's kind of like let's get it right. You know what I mean? It feels like that's the focus of everything right now. Black. Like horror movies, everything Black. It's like in high promotion. Like that hair shit should not be promoted the way it was promoted. That movie should not have been promoted like that.
So I haven't seen it.
Josh, don't. If you want to be pissed off, like they disrespected you 2 times because it was a terrible movie and it was about horror. They pissed you off 2 times.
But girls don't die in that movie.
Yes, they do.
I guess I'll see it.
No, they do.
Yes, they do.
Sorry, they do die.
But I'm saying it's like if you notice, like that's what's getting the promotion. If anybody Black makes a horror movie, they're gonna hype it up. They're gonna find a way to attach Jordan Peele to it. It's like that's the thing to do right now. It's like they keep doing these R&B songs that are slowing down, make them scary. They've been like for like the whole last year they did that.
Did you just kind of going off topic a little bit? I think I even mentioned it in a text about, I think it was Fatal.
Yeah.
The trailer, and they had, I forgot what song it was, but they had the screwed.
Casey and JoJo.
They did that with Fatal Affair. And it was all because of us. Us started it. And then
but that's what I'm saying. So everybody's trying to jump on that because Jordan Peele, his first 2 movies were so good and they gathered the attention because he had both audience. He had the Black people and then he had the white people too. So but they pushed it more towards he's a black guy making horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like everybody black, make your horror movie, give it to us, we'll stamp it and put it out to the world. And
produced by Jordan Peele. There you go.
And tell them if they don't like the movie, they're racist.
Exactly. And they're doing the same thing with Michael. What's his name? Michael Coogler. Am I saying it? Ryan Coogler. So they're doing the same thing with him with every other black movie. So if it's not a horror film, then it's him. Then they're attaching him to it.
Horror films, Jordan Peele. Drama movies, Ryan Coogler.
Yep. So it's like black is cool right now. So this would be the perfect time to do a documentary for it.
I would love to watch that. If it dropped tomorrow, I'd stop everything and watch that. I think that would be really dope.
I'm just talking shit for the main audience. I'll watch it. I'll watch it quick.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. Yeah.
No. But what is there any other scenes from this movie that kind of stand out to you guys that you want to bring up?
Just that Bobby Hutton scene always bothers me.
Yeah. So what happened? So Eldridge Cleaver, he kind of
he provoked that shootout.
Yeah, because what happened? It was something that caused him to kind of like branch out and leave the Black Panthers and go on his own, and then young Bobby followed him.
Right. It was kind of.
I think was Huey in jail.
Yeah.
Huey was in jail.
So it's like it was
kind of
like that.
Arguing.
It was like the Fred Hampton effect. Like the leader's in jail, so everybody's like running amok. Nobody knows what to do because the leader's in jail. So it was like Eldridge. I think he had different ideas of what he wanted to do, and you could tell Bobby was infatuated with him. So I don't want to misquote myself because I haven't seen that part of the movie in a while, but I just know it got to the part where they had the big shootout and he's kind of like, take off all your clothes, and Bobby's young, he's like, what are you talking? I'm not taking off my clothes. And then that's why he gets killed. It was like the bullshit of it. But I said that's why I was nervous watching Judas and the Black Messiah from that scene. So when they like surrender and they're coming out, I was like, they're gonna gun them down because they didn't take off their clothes. I'm thinking about that the whole time. That shit's deep.
Like Eldridge said to get naked. Why aren't they getting naked? They're gonna die.
That whole time I was like, fuck, they got their clothes on, they're gonna shoot them down. It's like it's that easy.
Yeah.
So that scene still makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, they go ambush cops. So Eldridge, young Bobby, and a bunch of other ones that kind of just like break away. They ambush cops and there's this big old shootout. And then him and Bobby kind of run off on their own and go to this house that gets shot up and then come out and they say that young Bobby went for his gun and that's why they shot him in the back of his head.
Right.
So yeah, that was tough.
And then he gets fucking exiled. Is he still alive? I think he's still alive. He's just not in America.
Who, Bobby?
No, Eldridge.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look that up.
He was exiled. He fled America.
Yeah. Because of what else happens in this movie?
Was there like a montage of like each like house getting raided by the cops?
The headquarters,
The headquarters all got shot up and like fucked up.
Yeah.
So it was like I wrote down the different places that it happened at.
There's like one of them in Seattle.
Seattle, Des Moines, San Francisco, Denver, LA. So there was the headquarters all over the place.
Yeah.
And at the very end, actually, they say that there was chapters even in foreign countries. So the Black Panthers even went outside of this country and had like groups formed. So
yeah, I believe it, but they ain't gonna popularize it. They're gonna bury the shit out of that.
Yeah, but also that was back, that was a long time ago. So there's no telling if that's still the case. But
yeah. It's crazy. They were talking about I was listening to the Kevin on Stage podcast, and the girl was saying like she was talking about for Judas, how they had what's his name playing the guy who's only supposed to be like 19. He's playing Fred Hampton. He's only supposed to be like 19.
Yeah.
And then Kev was like, you see the real pictures of him, he didn't look 19. And it's the same shit with this movie because fucking Courtney B. Vance looks hella old, but he's supposed to be a college kid.
Yeah.
But if you look at the real Bobby Seale, he looks that old. Like they just looked older back then.
They just look aged, yeah. And it's probably just because of everything that they had on their shoulders. Like that's a lot to like be in the forefront of.
Just being that young, starting some shit that the whole world is focused on is fucking crazy.
And knowing that you're eventually gonna die because of what you're involved in, like that's a lot.
That's a lot to deal with.
A lot. That'll age you alone right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, me and Sam watched the trilogy of the Black Panther Party with Trial Chicago 7, or like things are connected. Trial Chicago 7.
He said the trilogy. I was waiting like, what?
Yeah.
He's making this its own universe already.
There we go. Yeah, they just kind of waited a long time to make the sequel to the Panther.
Yeah.
Did you watch Black Panther also?
I want to share the story about Nana, who went to go see Black Panther.
Well, she told us.
Yeah.
She said she thought she was going to see a Black Panther movie.
Yeah. I'm guessing she didn't see the trailer. She just walked in and said, one for Black Panther.
She just heard Black Panther and said,
I'm
there.
But like I said, that's what the guy said. He said, when you Google Panther now, you're going to get Black Panther the movie. And they're going to do it to Last Dragon. That's going to piss me off. Did you see that movie coming out?
No.
Wait, what?
It's a new Disney movie, Somebody in the Last Dragon.
Riot.
In the last. Yeah.
Riot, right? Riot in the Last Dragon.
Yeah.
So now when we Google Last Dragon, it's going to be Riot in the Last Dragon. They're going to keep eliminating black movies like this.
That's why you got to type in Bruce Leroy. There you go. Like,
but you should never do all of that.
Last Dragon, 1985, or whenever it came out.
Yeah. Well, now they're saying you got to say the Black Panther Party, not just the Black Panther, because of the Marvel film. I mean, just to hear that with Nana, I'm just trying to visualize like the beginning of Black Panther says Oakland. Like, okay, right so far. And all of a sudden they come in. Wakanda Warriors come in. So,
okay,
and then you see the spaceship or whatever it's called. She's like,
no, okay, so Josh, you probably know more about this than I do. Didn't Stan Lee write that character to represent the Black Panthers? They said the original character in the comic book was the Panther killing like the KKK.
I've always heard
it was based off the Black Panther Party.
Black Panthers. Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, there's people who said that. There's people that said it was a coincidence to where like the Black Panther Party came out and then Stan Lee wrote it. Wrote it and then realized about that. So, I would have to look really deep.
Yeah, I think they came out about the same time. I remember hearing something about that too. I can't remember what started first, but there was an issue with, I think maybe the Black Panther Party might have been first. I can't remember, but that did come up. And there was a, what do you call those? Like when it's a comic book, what are the different comic books called?
A series?
A series?
I was like, what?
The comic books. One of the series was, I think the cover was T'Challa fighting the Klan.
Right. They said that I keep saying I don't even know who I'm talking about. But they would say it was based off the Black Panther, so he made a comic book character to kind of represent what they were fighting for. So the Panther would go around killing the Klan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool that he based. I don't know how many black people Stan Lee knew, but like I give props to him because I forgot who made Blade, but like Marvel is like the only one that has a lot of like well-known black superheroes. And I think Black Panther came out.
They were saying the comic books like Panther was with Storm, right? They were like married.
Yeah. Storm's badass, but Halle Berry, she's a disappointment. Like I was like, because Angela Bassett was supposed to play Storm when the first movie came out.
I can't even
really.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't see that.
Is that why they were trying to connect her character in Black Panther to Storm with the white hair? I was like, isn't that kind of weird? Because wasn't Storm with T'Challa? Like,
right?
Yeah.
Ill.
Well, no, it's like because now everybody knows Halle Berry was Storm, a fucking stupid version of Storm. Like, I watched Black Panther. I was like, man, she would have been a perfect. To this age, I'm like, dude, she could play Storm.
Okay, so another side note, I think WandaVision, I think that lady's gonna end up being Storm.
How?
Not Wanda. No, not
no. I'm just like
no. The black girl.
She's a character. She's an original character.
Oh, she is a character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, or she's related to a character in Rambo, whatever the hell fuck it is. Now, like, there's been different theories of how like they're gonna bring X-Men from another dimension. That's why they haven't been around She's got all these other heroes.
Because they had the scene where she was busting through the bubble. Have you seen the last episode?
Yeah, I saw the last episode.
She's busting through the bubble, and then like her eyes are like blue.
Yeah, but I don't.
And then she walks up on WandaVision, and Wanda tries to blast her, and then she shows I got power too. She's like, I'm not scared of you. I think she's going to be Storm.
No, because Storm has white eyes, and Storm controls the weather.
But this is 2021 Storm.
First, get the original Storm right by getting a good actress.
What did you think about what's her name in the rebooted X-Men playing Storm?
Alexandra
Shipp.
Yeah, I was like, about time Storm was a badass. That's what she is. She's a fucking, god. She's like pretty much a god.
I thought her career was going to be over after that Aaliyah movie. So she got saved.
What it was?
Nah, she's been like popping up here and there, like in X-Men. I think Love Simon.
Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah. Like if they got her back to play Storm, I'd be cool with it because I thought she was really good in it. So,
I think Storm's not going to be a good character until she gets a movie of her own.
I mean, you could probably do that. She's, all I know is she's a claustrophobic or whatever, and I forgot what her nemesis was, but like, yeah, you can do a movie with her. I'm not the biggest Wolverine fan, so I'm kind of getting tired of like them focusing on Wolverine too much. I'd rather Storm, Gambit, Jubilee. What?
He's the greatest X-Men.
Wolverine.
I can see that. He's not my favorite. He's cool. He's cool as a side character. That's why I liked him, man.
Okay. Something we gotta start.
we shifted away.
I was gonna say something we gotta start doing is closing out our thing.
We can go back to it. We'll go back to it
because it just ends. We never like we don't.
We'll be talking and it just go.
Well, do you like?
Especially when I'm listening on Spotify, it's like we'll just be talking and then the beat just come in. That was it.
Well, like, did you guys like how the movie begins? Like, just showing like who, Bobby and Huey was, like the narration of that. Yeah.
Like I said, it seemed like they had so much to say in so little time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put a big focus on this one chunk of time, and then the end kind of just happens and then it's over. So it's like they kind of had to rush so much of it in the beginning.
Yeah, because the run was the movie's only 3 years long, like this a span of 3 years. So they show all of the shit that happens in 3 years. So they try to stuff it. It like there's a lot of shit that happens in those 3 years though, but they try to stuff it all in there. And I feel like if you think for the time frame, Mario Van Peebles probably felt like he didn't have like this is my opportunity to get as much as I can out there. As much as I can in this little bit of time I got.
Yeah. That's why, like in a lot of these cases, reading the book is better because you get so much more out of it.
Right. And and then it's like damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Just for those type of movies, like because this movie did not get a lot of promotion. Like even with his name being big at that time, it wasn't a lot of promotion because they don't want everybody to see this type of movie.
Yeah.
You'd be scared to spark that brain out there, like, we can do this too. You'd be scared as fuck.
Yeah, because they want people to think that the Black Panthers were this extreme group that were just all about themselves and, wanting to kill police. And it's like, that wasn't the case at all. So it's like, if people saw this, they'd be like, oh, that's what they were trying to do? Or that's what they did? Or that's what they were about? Like, I thought it was this.
Right.
So they don't want that to
inspire nobody. So that's why, like I said, it was not a big, it wasn't big promotion. It wasn't all around the world. Like, everybody come watch this. It was more like it came out, it was heard, put some more movies out on top of that. Give us
straight to video.
Give us New Jack City and some more drug movies or something.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, New Jack City. He did do that. Mark Van Peebles. Probably better director than an actor, but I haven't seen too many other movies in. But
he's not in a whole lot. I can't recall like him. He's never really played like a lead role in anything, right? He's usually just like a.
He's always like that side character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel much more different watching this movie now than I did when I was younger. Like I said, besides the fact that it felt rushed and it just ends. Other than that, like the acting was what it was. for the time that it was cool. Like at that time, all these people in the movie, it was like, yeah, they weren't as popular then as they are now. Like looking back, you're like, oh shit, that's all of these people because they've done so much since then. So
shoot, Bokeem Woodbine, speaking of the Marvel films, was in Black Panther, but Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh really?
He was a bad guy, right?
Yeah. So he's still like,
he was in Queen and Slim, so he's still working.
Yeah.
He's probably the best part of Queen and Slim.
Seriously though.
I liked Queen and Slim, but
I didn't like Queen and Slim.
I liked it.
That's why I'm kind of like, I'm just gonna take my time.
It's not rewatchable. It's not rewatchable for sure.
It's not watchable. It's not watching on purpose watchable.
Because I remember when I first talked to Lamar about it, it seemed like he was just like, I could tell like you had like the disappointment in your voice because you were like saying
I was hurt.
You gotta expect something else. Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck. Yeah.
Because you can't go hyped on, if I see some militant shit, I'm gonna go hyped on some militant shit. That wasn't that. They hyped it the wrong way. Say it's a love story. Just say that. Yeah. Say it's a love story. They got some shit. It's a love story.
So how do you guys want to close this?
Black Panther 5 stars. Roll the beat.
No, not Black Panther. Say it again.
Oh, see?
Take 2.
Panther 5. Panther 5 stars. And if you're Googling it, Google Panther 1995 movie Mario Van Peebles, and then you'll find the right one.
Mm-hmm. And don't worry, I don't care about the quality. If the movie's good, if it's got good actors in it, I don't care how good the quality is. So to me, it's still relevant to what's going on, today. I still highly recommend it. I like what's his name, Marcus Chong in it. He's like
there's nobody I didn't like in this movie.
Except for what? Kadeem Hardison and
I like Kadeem Hardison. I don't know what Tasha was talking about. I like
him. I didn't say I didn't like him. I just said his acting was bad. I mean, he was still okay.
We're
talking about acting. Yeah.
I was like, man, he's making Tyron Turner look like a good actor. But and also if you own this movie, great for you. But if you don't, you got to watch it on YouTube because you can't find it anywhere else.
It's the same quality.
Yeah, I think it's
watch it on VHS. I think it's just the same.
Yeah, I think it's just the quality of the movie. Which there's some people out there that they can't watch a movie because they look too old or it's in black and white. They need to watch
and they tripping
new stuff. What's that?
I said and they tripping. So until next time, I'm gonna close this out. Black Panther 5 stars. Close it out right now.
Panther. Marvan People, 1995.
Panther. 1995.
I keep calling it. Fuck.
So our next film that we're gonna discuss is going to be Rosewood, and that's gonna be our last movie to close out Black History Month. So Rosewood is Talking Real Shit's next film to discuss.
Yeah.